Now, during that announcement, we heard that Kim Jong-un had agreed to halt nuclear and missile tests and that he was committed to denuclearization and that North Korea had pledged to refrain from any further nuclear or missile tests, and that they'd also accepted those ongoing military exercises that take place between the US and South Korea, something that has in the past really annoyed Pyongyang. So a number of historic announcements. Of course, we are looking for commitment as well from North Korea. And while we are discussing everything that's taking place, lots and lots of different lines are coming from the White House. And the latest one is that the US has said that they will settle for nothing less than permanent denuclearization of North Korea. That's according to a senior Trump administration official. And also that Trump says Kim Jong-un talked about denuclearization with South Korean representatives, not just a phrase. I suppose that's in response to some of this speculation that just how much commitment are we hearing from North Korea? Well, let's bring in Nancy Snow, Professor of Public Diplomacy at Kyoto University of Foreign Studies, joining us from Tokyo. Thank you so much. The Japanese defense minister has been speaking about this. He's calling for commitment for North Korea to abandon nuclear development completely. Are you feeling that you are hearing commitment? What do you make of these announcements?
Well, I think that there is some commitment here with this statement, a strong one of denuclearization, but of course we don't know what that's going to look like. And I worry a bit, sitting here in Japan, that the region might press a little too hard ahead of this meeting, if this meeting should take place. Listening to the other experts, there's a sense of we're looking at a chess game, but these two players are unprecedented. Not only would the meeting be unprecedented, but the figureheads here are ones who are noted for changing their minds very quickly. And so I could see the White House coming out with further strong statements and then Japan also adding to that. And then that could perhaps lead to an end of this meeting. If North Korea feels like it's already compromising by going into the meeting, it would have to then pull back. So I really would hope that there would be some holding back now. There's so much that has to go into place with this. President Trump himself is likely to speak strongly now. There are going to be those around him who will say, you're getting played here. There's no question that North Korea has the upper hand. And he'll be listening to those who will say that he's got to be very strong in his pushback. But that could, again, cripple this meeting ever taking place.
Now, we're getting some comments from the White House that this is not just a freeze, that this is denuclearization, not just a freeze. So I guess the White House is trying to offer a little bit more clarity on this, the commitments that we're kind of lacking here.
That's right, because the initial statement made it sound like it's a pause, but then as you listen in the days to follow, the international community will probably be calling for denuclearization of the peninsula. Now, that would be unprecedented, wouldn't it? And what would it look like? This is a regime where the people are starving, and it's also falling apart under these sanctions. But as far as we know so far, North Korea, up to this point, has never pledged to go completely denuclear. Now, that may come down the road if this meeting were to take place and were to be successful and some trust building and credibility building were to come out of it. But right now, I can't imagine that North Korea is going to go into this meeting saying, yes, we're going to give up all of our nuclear weapons. It was said earlier that you have to go step by step, and maybe it would take giving up some weapons, 4 to 5 weapons initially, to build some credibility is the way to go, as opposed to an all or nothing approach.
Nancy, do you think then that President Trump has just gone in too quickly into this?
I know that with this White House, I'm waiting for the tweets to start if they haven't, and that's also worrisome because a tweet can go around the world, as we've seen, and lead to a change in policy. So we're seeing international relations like we've never seen it before, and I think that less is more here. Let's at least enjoy this news today without putting all these preconditions into this possible meeting. At the beginning, when we first heard this, we thought that May was too soon, and now it seems very far away with all of the information that's going to go out there onto the internet, and with people satirizing the possibility of Kim Jong Un and Trump sitting down together. It would be